Okay, let's get started.
Charles, go ahead.
I don't want anyone trampled today. No accidents over by the papers. All right, let's get going. Craig? Senator?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. Proud to be presenting the capital budget of the state of Maryland. Mr. Chairman, before I start, it's interesting is that you and I have been doing this for a little bit, and obviously our goal is to help as many people as we can. But often, I know, Mr. Chairman, colleagues, we think about the team that we're part of, and a lot of that team includes the Department of Legislative Services. And I think back, colleagues, to when I first started in the House of Delegates, and it was the new member orientation, and we had a lunch, and I remember beelining it to Matt Klein. And the Speaker of the House at that time, Mike Bush, came over to me and said, "Man, you're really smart. You're so strategic. You're sitting next to Matt Klein, who's this capital budget guru." I said, "Mr. Speaker, I just know him. Like, he's been great and known him for so long." But it's I'm reminded that I've known Matt probably for, I don't know, gosh, 23 years, and he's just been a tremendous teammate. And I know that he's going to be wrapping up his service soon with the state of Maryland. True public servant, good friend, and he'll be in and out until the fall. But we might not, Mr. Chairman and colleagues, have an opportunity to really thank and honor him in a way like this that's public. So and Mr. Chairman, I'm sure you have some words, but after you speak, Mr. Chairman, I'd love to just kind of salute Matt and give him a round of applause. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, in many ways, I learned the ropes with Matt for many years. And the early years were the ones I remember most because he taught me what I needed to know, and he saved me many times when I was going down the wrong road on things. And that all matters. But this sense of what always touches me is someone who gives their working life to the public good. And I think about it all the time, the people who do that, a lifetime, really. And we're all just so grateful for your service. And we're sorry to see you go. But it is a well-deserved retirement on the way, if that's what you choose to do. But it's been great. Thank you so much. Oh, with that, of course, speedy recovery.
No problem. So I'll call you on Monday, Matt. I might have an issue. No. Congratulations again, buddy. Appreciate you. Also wanted to, I'm going to thank Emily Haskell and Madeline Miller as well, who have been great teammates. But before I recognize the rest of the DLS team, wanted to take the moment to recognize my teammates on the Capital Budget Subcommittee, first starting with the Vice Chair, Corey McCrae, Senator Paul Quarterman, Senator Shelley Heddleman, Senator J.B. Jennings, Senator Nancy King, and Senator Jim Rosapep. I'd like to really thank Deneen Banks, who helped staff the subcommittee, as well as our terrific budget analysts, Natalie Andrade, Sarah Baker, Catherine Barber, Scott Benson, Nivosha Bugel, Connor Brown, Andrew Gray, Naomi Kamuro, Victoria Martinez, David Proppert, Samuel Quist, Yeshua Rai, Micah Richards, Elizabeth Weibel, Josh Weinstock, and again salute Matt Klein, Emily Haskell, and Madeline Miller, as well as Callie Ingerson, who formatted and edited this document. Now turning, colleagues, to the report out. On page 1 for the Historic Mary City Commission, the subcommittee adopted narrative requesting a report on site improvement program expenditures. Turning to the Department of General Services on page 2, the subcommittee added funds for the Revenue Administration Center modernization project. That's with the Comptroller's Office and the Department of Natural Resources on page 3 and 4. The subcommittee deleted bond funding for the Natural Resources Development Fund, Program Open Space Local and Rural Legacy Program to conform to operating budget and budget reconciliation financing act action that restored transfer tax special funds for these purposes. So all the money's been restored, it's just been backfilled. The subcommittee also partially reduced bond funding for the waterway improvement capital projects to conform to an action in the Budget Reconciliation Financing Act that restored special funds for that program. In the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, on page 5, the subcommittee adopted narrative on the Baltimore Therapeutic Treatment Center. For the University of Maryland College Park campus, on page 6, the subcommittee added funds for the roof repair project. That's the Xfinity Center. And I want to thank the vice chair for his leadership there. The University of Maryland Eastern Shore appears on page 7. The subcommittee adds funds for the new School of Veterinary Medicine and Health Professionals project. For the University of Baltimore, on page 8, the subcommittee added funding to acquire property. Turning to page 9, for the University of Maryland Global Campus, the subcommittee added funds for the renovation of the Adelphi Administration Building. Turning to page 10, for the Maryland Higher Education Commission, the subcommittee added narrative requesting a status report on unencumbered and unexpended funds. Additionally, the subcommittee added funds for the Montgomery College's Theater Arts Building renovation, and that should be reflected on page 11. In the Department of Housing and Community Development, on pages 12 through 21, the subcommittee increased funding for 2 programs and restricted funds for specified projects in 6 programs. Turning to page 22, the subcommittee also reduced bond funding for rental housing programs, which are fully funded. We fully funded them using cash in the operating budget instead. In the Maryland Environmental Service, on page 23, the subcommittee reduced the bond authorization due to the availability of other funds that would be found through the transfer tax, which is special funds. Turning to the miscellaneous grant program, that can be found, colleagues, on pages 24 through 135. Pages 24 through 135. Of the governor's 61 miscellaneous projects, the subcommittee increased funding for 11 of the projects, including 3 Maryland Independent College and University Association projects. We also took later action striking a match requirement. The subcommittee decreased funding for one of the governor's projects, and 13 projects were altered due to technical corrections. The subcommittee added 158 miscellaneous projects, which could be found on pages 35 through 135. The Maryland Hospital Association is on page 136. The subcommittee increased funding for the Frederick Health Hospital and the Shepherd Pratt Towson campus. Actions pertaining to local Senate initiatives, those are legislative bond initiatives, appear on pages 137 through page 157. The subcommittee added 129 projects. The local jails and detention centers can be found on page 158. The subcommittee added a grant to begin the Queen Anne's County Detention Center project. On pages 159 through 175, so pages 159 through 175, The subcommittee adopted 10 amendments to prior authorizations, including some deauthorizations and termination extensions, as well as 16 pre-authorizations for fiscal year 2028. We also have some additional pages, goal pages, and other items that the committee just will walk us through now. Please.
So I'll be going through a golden packet, a lilac packet, a pink sheet, and a salmon-looking sheet for the additional items. But starting on the golden packet on page 1, the first item is for the Interagency Commission on School Construction. This specifies allocations of the COP Priority Fund authorization. On page 2, this item specifies the method for allocating grants under the Supplemental Capital Grant Program. On pages 3 to 7 is the Department of Housing and Community Development. This action will this action will modify the restricted projects under Bernie, the Baltimore Regional Neighborhood Initiative. On the next page, page 8, is the Maryland Independent College and University Association. Continuing to the next page, this action strikes the requirement to require matching funds for the MCUA projects. And finally, in this packet is page 10, the Department of Planning. This item adds a pre-authorization for one project within the African American Heritage Preservation Grant Program.
Is there any, there's no objection, Mr. Chairman, we'll adopt this. Okay.
Then on the lilac packet, you can see the full list of miscellaneous grants, both the governor's miscellaneous grants and the grants that were added by the subcommittee. On the light pink sheet is modifications to miscellaneous grant pre-authorizations. And finally, on the salmon colored sheet is new additional deauthorizations for the miscellaneous grants program.
I'd like to move adoption of the color pages.
Second.
Okay. The
That conclude your report?
no, well, now, Mr. Chairman, I'd just move adoption of the entire committee report
Second.
as amended.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the subcommittee's work for this session.
Excellent. Well, not quite.
Not quite, but
Not quite, but very close.
I was getting excited. I was like, yes.
Very,
we're
very
done.
close, very close. Well, you did a great job. Thank you all very much. Okay. That's it? Okay, that's all we got today.